Good afternoon. Hello. Happy first day of F8 and happy first session, I think, of F8. My name is Isabel Tuis, and I lead the enterprise ecosystem strategy here at Facebook AR/VR. I've always been really interested in the way that we get things done. What are the tools that make us more productive and effective? After all, technology can rapidly change our concept of the workplace. The tools that we use are in constant evolution. This has been the case for many technologies in the past that now seem so critical to everything that we do. And I believe that virtual reality will be no different. In fact, there are companies today using VR at work for work. It's inspiring, and that's where we want to start our session. With what we're seeing, we're going to give you a glimpse of a few of these incredible stories, how some of the world's biggest companies are already putting virtual technology to work for them. These stories have inspired and influenced our own thinking of what we can build to help solve the hurdles of adoption of VR at work. My colleague Andrew will join me on stage to give you a sneak peek into our new products. These are the building blocks that will lay the foundation of what the future holds. We know people love our technology. What we can imagine will reinvent not just how people play games in their living room, but how you get work done. So let's get started. We often hear the talk of the future of work, but VR is helping people do their jobs today. There are thousands of companies that are already using it to train employees in simulated environments, to demo their products more realistically, even to look at data in a completely new way. These companies are investing in their employees, helping them feel more prepared, better trained, helping them to work faster and more collaboratively. Walmart, one of the largest employers in the entire world, has been ahead of the pack when it comes to VR training. After all, they need a tool that can scale up to their 1 million employees in the US alone. These associates need the best training to help them give friendly customer service under any condition, even on what they would call game day, which is shopping on Black Friday. Training people to keep a really cool head in front of a giant mass of people coming at them in a crazy rush, well, this is exactly what Striver knows how to do. The company cut its teeth helping to train world-class athletes to react more quickly and reliably on the field. Now you say, Walmart associates, world-class athletes, they face the same hurdles, no? Thank you for laughing, I wrote that joke. Walmart and Striver started with a pilot that kicked off just last year that included a dozen training simulations that they tested across 200 locations. And the value was so clear that by the year's end, they deployed 17,000 Oculus Go headsets across their 4,700 stores. And the adoption just keeps growing. They've now created close to 50 training modules, including scenarios, yes, for Black Friday, how to deal with crowds, but also personnel assessment, customer empathy, compliance, some really important stuff. By the end of this year, they plan to train 1 million Walmart associates in headsets. Now, when you look at it, this is a really incredible rate of adoption for any new technology. But what's really moving to me is what people are saying about this new tool. They say things like, this feels like hands-on training, which we know is really hard to scale to that many employees. They also say, once you hit the floor with this, you know what you're doing. Imagine being able to give your employees that feeling that they're so prepared for the day. My favorite, I think, is it makes people want to learn more. Because isn't that what we're all after, that curiosity of learning more on the job? Employee satisfaction and engagement leads to real results, and that's what they found out. When compared to traditional training methods, Striver's case studies have shown that VR training produces a reduction in training time, 40% of training time reduced. And not only that, but it actually shows also an improvement in performance. 70% of those employees outperformed traditionally trained employees. Now, Striver and Walmart are not alone. That same idea of the value of VR simulation drove also VR to develop a surgical training platform that trains doctors and students at over 1,000 hospitals, schools, and medical institutions. Also was founded by Justin Barad, who is both a trained doctor and a game developer. He's a pretty busy guy, I assume. He recognized a problem that was waiting for a solution. Because medical training is really expensive, it's really important, and it is nearly impossible to scale. So we should be able to do better, right, than those older training methods of just showing text, browsing through videos, looking at photos. And turns out that we can do better. When they tested it, also VR found out that compared to traditional training methods, learning in VR shows a 230% improvement in performance. This is such a big number that I don't expect you to just believe me. I want you to see it for yourself. This is a recording of 2 students. They were trained for just 1 day. The student on the left learned in traditional ways. The one on the right learned in VR. Now you can see them go. They cut through all of the 5 steps that are necessary in this knee surgery, but you can see immediately the difference. No fumbles, no confusion. The student who learned in VR knows what he's doing. And he does because he's done it before. And he finishes in 6.5 minutes. Now, the student on the left is still at it. I'm not that mean. He is going to finish. But he's constantly looking at the piece of paper on the desk. You can see him asking the instructor for more help. We're going to give him a minute here to finish. I promise you that he does finish it. He finishes it, but in almost twice as long, and with way more need for assistance. Now you have to ask yourself, which of these do you want as your own doctor, right? We're not the only ones that are paying attention to these sort of results. Today, we're excited to announce that Also VR is partnering with Johnson & Johnson Institute, one of the largest medical education platforms worldwide. They will be piloting their training on Oculus Quest starting this fall, and we cannot wait to see the results. While better, faster, and more efficient training is possible thanks to VR, the technology is also revolutionizing other ways that people get their jobs done. Gravity Sketch is an industrial and 3D sketching app designed specifically for VR. It replaces the pen and paper that every single designer needs. Give me 1 second. OK, there's a video of that. But when you compare it to traditional design tools, what used to take months now takes less than 20 hours to sketch in VR. Imagine that, from months to less than a day. Time efficiencies like these are really important to any design-focused company who has to stay at the forefront of product innovation. This is the video of Gravity Sketch. With it, you're able not only to create a product and sketch it out, but you can actually scale the design to full size. You can review it and collaborate with your teammates in real time, and you can bring all of that metadata that you created to the rest of your workflows. The design teams at Ford have been exploring this tool, and what they found is that it's really effective. So today, we're excited to let you know that Gravity Sketch and Ford are partnering to pilot this tool on Oculus Quest with quick collaborative design with no PC or cables required. Ford, Johnson & Johnson Institute, and Walmart are not alone. Some of the world's biggest companies, from insurance to automotive to shipping, are all piloting and deploying VR on the Oculus platform. The solutions that they're using, and many more, have come from some of the best developers out there. And these are a few of them that we have been working with. They are reinventing the way that companies train employees, look at their data, visualize 3D models, and more. Today, we're excited to announce that all of these developers have been working on Oculus Quest. Like us, they believe that all-in-one headsets can revolutionize what VR can bring to the workplace, and they are all making sure that their solutions will be available on Quest. Now, we understand that we are a bigger part of a larger enterprise ecosystem, alongside developers as well as companies. And within those companies, there's administrators from IT and from learning and development, and there's also end users that are using our headsets every day. These are the people that we think of when we support our ecosystem and design our product. When we initially launched Oculus for Business, we gave companies an easier way to get a large number of headsets into the hands of employees. But we know that that's not all it takes. Today, we want to announce the next step on our Oculus for Business journey. In addition to supporting Oculus Go, we will be supporting Oculus Quest. We believe that all-in-one headsets will be transformative to businesses because they are accessible and they're portable. We will further unlock the business use cases by releasing new, completely new enterprise-grade software tailored specifically for the needs of our enterprise ecosystem. That includes developers, admins, and end users. Because we recognize that large-scale deployments into enterprise today take a lot of time, resources, and effort. What we're building will help to make this adoption easier. I'll hand it over to Andrew to tell you more.
Thanks, Isabel. Hi, I'm Andrew Moe, product lead for the enterprise team, and I'm excited to tell you what we've been working on. At the heart of the new Oculus for Business solution is a set of new software tools designed to meet the unique requirements of even the largest business customers. In our conversations with early partners, three main themes emerged in terms of what our solution needs to deliver. One, it needs to be scalable. Whether you have 10 headsets or 10,000, you need a solution that makes it easy for you to set up and manage your devices, even from afar. Two, it needs to be professional, with a user interface that you can control, and that puts work, not games, front and center. And three, it needs to be reliable, delivering on enterprise-grade data security and customer support. Let's dive into the details a bit, starting with our new software for device setup and device management. Today, setting up an all-in-one headset requires a one-to-one connection between our consumer mobile app and a single headset. That's fine if you're setting up only a handful of devices, but quickly becomes unmanageable when you're looking to deploy thousands. Imagine a truck full of Oculus Quests just arrived at your office, and it's your job to get them set up with the right applications. This is where our new bulk device setup app comes in, which allows you to simultaneously set up multiple headsets in a single pass. Our app will use the Bluetooth connection on your phone or tablet to connect to all of your headsets that are powered on and within range, instructing them all to get on Wi-Fi and download the new business-specific system software. Once you have your devices up and running, you can use our new device management web portal to change settings and manage applications. Regardless of where your headset's located, you are in control as long as the device is connected to Wi-Fi. For larger deployments, you can easily group your devices and bulk apply settings. For example, you can program one group of headsets to automatically launch into a VR training application, while another group of headsets is programmed to run a series of product showcase applications. In the event that one of your devices encounters an issue, you can use the web portal to check on device health, contact customer support, and request a replacement device. On the mobile device security and management front, we're integrating with leading industry players such as MobileIron and VMware so that your colleagues in the IT department can help you manage your devices using the existing MDM solutions. Next, let's take a look at the business user experience and some of the enterprise integrations that we're working on with partners. The current home environment in our consumer headsets is a great place to discover games on our platform, but it was never designed to showcase a few applications on a device that's dedicated for work. For our customers who only have a single application, we're now giving you the ability to set a new default app that bypasses our system experience and automatically launches the app the moment a user puts on the headset. You also have the ability to disable the Oculus button on the touch controller so that once your users are immersed in VR, they won't accidentally exit the application. You're welcome. And for our customers who have multiple applications on a headset, we will offer a Streamline enterprise app launcher that only showcases the apps that you have installed on the device. The redesigned business user interface will also remove access to consumer features that your audience won't need, like the store and video apps. Because when you're conducting a VR training session, the last thing that you need is for your users to accidentally find their way to a zombie shooter. Unless you're training for the zombie apocalypse, in which case we definitely have you covered already. Now, we recognize that for VR to truly transform the way you work today, our solutions need to integrate and not operate within a vacuum. That's why we're working with some of the leading companies within their respective fields to integrate VR applications into existing tools and workflows so that together they form a complete solution. As we mentioned earlier, VR training has proven to be very effective, and it's one of the main use cases that we're looking to support. That's why we're excited to announce our partnership with Cornerstone On Demand, one of the leading learning management platforms in the market. We will enable our developers to easily integrate their new VR training applications into an established LMS provider. To streamline user access and authentication for administrators, and eventually users in VR as well, we're partnering with Okta, one of the leading cloud identity and access management companies. And finally, we recognize the value of being able to connect with your colleagues, your clients, or your training instructors who may not have access to a VR headset. To that end, we're working with both BlueJeans and Cisco WebEx to enable developers to easily integrate existing video conferencing experiences into their VR experiences. The last part of the solution that I want to highlight is reliability, which extends to both data security and customer support. We recognize that data and privacy is a top priority for our customers. That is why we're working closely with the team behind Workplace, a Facebook product that's been trusted by over 2 million business users, including some of the largest Fortune 500 companies, with their handling of company data and communications. Importantly, we want our customers to know that they and they alone own the data that's associated with their business devices. If you encounter any issues with either hardware or software, we want to make sure that you can quickly get it resolved so that you can get back to work. To deliver on this, enterprise-grade customer support is a core part of the new Oculus for Business solution, which will include an extended 24-month hardware warranty, rapid exchange for your devices, and support through chat, email, and phone. And that's a quick overview of the new Oculus for Business solution. It combines the best all-in-one VR hardware on the market today with a brand new business-specific software and support. The new Business Edition Oculus Go will be priced at $599, and Oculus Quest will be $999, which comes with twice the storage as our base consumer units, extended warranty, and 1 year's access to our business software and support. After the first year, there will be an annual fee for continued access to device management tools, business user interface, and enterprise-grade support. The Business Edition Oculus Go and Oculus Quest are available for pilots starting today. Those interested should reach out to us directly on our website to learn how you can get started. Our new software suite would launch this fall, enabling you to turn your pilots into full-scale deployments. And this is just a start. We have a lot of exciting new features planned on our roadmap. These additions will include platform capabilities that enable new use cases, more control over your devices, and further streamlining large-scale deployments. And they will be made available as regular system software updates that you can control after the launch. Let me hand it back to Isabel to tell you a bit more about the road ahead.
Thank you so much. Can you tell we've been hard at work? We are so excited about this work. What we see today and the products that we're launching are really just the start. Today, we already see the way that construction managers can improve communications across their own teams and architects and customers with apps like Iris VR. We see machine learning alongside data visualization and virtualytics, which help teams connect and reach insights way faster. We're seeing soft skills improving for managers when they use the AI advancements of Tailspin's training. We see surgeons refreshing their knowledge faster, designers speeding up their design flows, and frontline workers training for scenarios that are impossible to recreate. These apps are the new tools. They are helping companies work faster, better, more efficiently, saving them time and money. And what we're seeing is just the beginning. Now, with our world-class all-in-one headsets like Oculus Go and Oculus Quest, and our new software suite, VR adoption at work will accelerate, and it'll help change the way that we work. And I say this, and I really believe it, because it's something that I have seen myself. A few years ago, I was working with teams of mobile app developers. They lived across the country and many times across the world. And when they were getting ready to launch, what they would have to do is take time out of their busy schedule in those last few weeks of development, and they would have to fly to California to come meet with me face-to-face to get feedback before they launched. But now it's different, because now I work in VR. All of this changes. I now put on my headset wherever I am, and they do the same. And within minutes, we are both in that same space, across miles. We talk, we meet each other, they tour me around their app, they show me a new feature, and it's incredible. This is not only less disruptive to my own work and their own work, but it also means that we can meet more often, at less cost. So today is step one in making this easier, but we're just getting started. We can't wait to see where this journey takes us. To find out more, please go to oculus.com/business and see our new website. But since you're here, we would also love to meet you in person. We're leading at 5 p.m. today a developer meetup. Come talk to the team that's building the product and get a chance to share your ideas and your feedback. You can also find us in the festival hall in the Grow Your Business section, where you can meet the team and ask us questions. Until then, we will leave you with this. Some of our close partners are going to tell you for themselves how VR is helping them and their employees. Thank you so much for coming. Enjoy the rest of the show. Let's take a look.
I'm the head of education here at Johnson & Johnson Institute, and our responsibility is to train surgeons all around the world. Today, we have a real problem that on a global basis, there's not enough access to safe healthcare because we don't have enough surgeons trained. VR tools like Oculus can help us solve this global crisis.
With Oculus and VR, it's allowed us to really shrink the time in which we can put somebody into an experience. We can now immerse them into hundreds of different actual life scenarios. So from day one, they're providing much more empathy to our customer. And so at the end of the day, it's allowing us to provide a better experience.
At DHL Express, we ship around 5 million shipments a week. And to do that, we have to build what we call unit load devices. And this is where VR is invaluable. We can send people into an immersive world, and they can be safe, and they can go through the process of building this unit load device, and that's where VR really works for us as a business.
So the potential for AR/VR in our company comes back to our core business, which is meeting the world's energy needs with highly complex operations. Fundamentally, the most important commitment ExxonMobil has is to operate our facilities safely and reliably around the world. This technology helps us ensure we deliver on that commitment.
In our industry, our operators are exposed to daily tasks that are extremely high risk. With VR, we can get them prepared and trained for those tasks. If that helps us save lives, it's paid for itself.
So at Tailspin, the whole point of starting the company was to take advantage of what's possible in VR and how that was going to change the workforce. For us, Oculus is part of our origin story.
We were lucky enough to collaborate with Tailspin and really be the first in insurance that we're aware of to use this kind of technology.
The biggest barrier to proper use of simulation within healthcare is not one of realism and fidelity, it's one of access. It is an incredibly powerful technology that will affect us from Los Angeles to New York to Western Africa to Southeast Asia.
I actually think Oculus and virtual reality is going to be the way that we train many parts of our healthcare systems around the world.
Oculus enables DHL Express to scale up any implementation around the world that we've never been able to do before.
Standalone headset, because the total cost of ownership is less, allows us to touch a lot more people. We can move it around, we can get to more people, and in the end, impact a lot more of our employee workforce using this technology and the power of it.
And it's critical that we have partners like Oculus to create that wonderful platform where we can then deliver our virtual reality content to anybody, anywhere, and at any time.